Okay.
Today I'm gonna show you the absolute basics of what I think you need on your day-to-day.
Okay.
And then if anything, if you want to go a bit more in depth, or you feel like you can keep holding on to more information today, we'll go over a bit more of the more miscellaneous stuff, honestly. That's completely fine with me. I'm very flexible. I'm always happy to see you guys again.
My wife, we had been almost married 50. She passed late last year, and almost 50 years, and I didn't realize what it would do to you. I had brain fog for about 2 or 3 months. I couldn't tell what day of the month it was. Just so I'm coming out of it now, but I don't have the memory I used to have, and so I'll take a certain amount today, and I may have to say, okay, that's all I can handle. Let me come back. So.
And that's completely fine with me. That's why I want to make sure that you know that.
Fair enough.
Know that I'm completely fine with seeing you multiple times.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I like for you guys to know that I'm always here for anything.
Right.
So I'll give you the basics today.
All right.
That way you're more comfortable and your absolute must know. Also, I speak a bit fast sometimes, so if you need me to slow down,
You're good. No, I got you.
All right.
I've used this for golf lessons, and it works. I get home and say, what did he tell me to do? So you're good. Just keep talking.
Okay, we're gonna start with the steering wheel.
Okay.
This is probably gonna be your most important area, of course, because when you're driving, you're not really going to look down here. So, starting on the left side, everything is going to be mainly media. These two are going to be to switch through radio station favorites.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Source is going to browse through FM, AM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth.
Most of the time, I'm going to be using the radio. I'm not going to subscribe to Sirius and stuff like that. I'm not going to mess with it.
Well, you have Sirius XM for free for 3 months, so just in case.
I'm not going to mess with it.
Yep.
So anyway, that's how I scribe back. This gives me it moves through the different radio.
Different media options.
Different media options. Okay,
because at some point it'll take you out of radio and it'll go to Bluetooth, so your phone.
I've discovered that works pretty good. I don't know quite what I'm doing, but I'll tell it to call, and it works.
And I'll give you the rundown
pretty slick.
Of that as
That's
well.
pretty slick.
Yeah.
Okay.
These ones right here, the up and down, is going to change what you can see up here.
Yeah. That changes the like right now it's showing the radio station I've got on. And this thing just scrolls back up and through now. That shows tire pressures.
Correct.
So I think I can understand that. And I'm not sure what that means, but
that's your auto start stop. So the feature that shuts the engine off and then brings it back on after you come to a stop.
Yep.
That's gonna be that. That's how long it's been engaged and how much gas you save with it.
Like it says 6 minutes 26 seconds.
Yep.
Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that car has to sit at idle for that long before it cuts off?
So when you come to a stop that it's turned it off, that's how long it's been since you got the car. It's shut the engine off for a total of 6 minutes and 26 seconds since you.
I've noticed sometimes when I do come to a stop, there's a brief hesitation. The engine stops for just a second, and then comes back on.
So that's the auto start stop, where it'll shut it down, and sometimes if you so much as move your foot, it'll bring it back on.
Oh, okay. So if I'm touching the pedals, it overrides the shutdown and starts the engine back up.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Any movement on the foot is going to bring the engine back on, anything like that. Yeah.
I have a Prius, and it shuts down like that kind of stuff like too. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Personally, my favorite one is of course miles to empty and miles per gallon. This is how long the car has been on and how many miles you've traveled since you started it.
All right. 4 minutes since we started talking.
Yep.
All right.
This one shows you your miles to empty and your miles per gallon as you drive. I personally don't prefer this one because this one is a bit, when you hit the gas, it'll go low. And then when you let go of the gas, it'll go high.
I got you.
My favorite one is this one. Because it gives you the actual
that shows the current average of the tank?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I would recommend that one.
I played with that when I went to Detroit, and it was kind of like, okay. I'm old school. I usually fill the gas tank up to the very brim.
Yeah, me too.
And then measure how many miles, and that's how I do the arithmetic. But it was tracking the mileage I was getting. So now I know. So what's B mean?
B is your trip. So right now you're in trip B. You can see it at the top there as well.
Yeah.
So this is your trip reset button right here. It's a bit hidden.
Okay.
If you press on it, you're gonna change to trip A. It's trip A.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep. And then if you were to press and hold, you're going to erase the trip.
All right, I like that. I'm with you now. Okay, that's a Prius thing, but it's a function like Prius, but now I see how it works on this car. Okay, I got you.
Yep.
Okay.
Back to the steering wheel. Over here we have to pick up phone calls.
Now that little icon right there, will what? That answers the phone?
Yeah. That way you don't have to look at the screen.
Well, is that functioning as does my cell phone actually act as does a cell phone actually connect me to a incoming phone call, or does the phone call come to this car?
The phone call, when you get it in the phone, it'll come through the car because it's connected to the car. That way you don't have to look at the phone.
So just by having it in, this phone is connected to the car. Yeah. Okay, I'm straight now.
As long as the phone is in here, the car will connect to the phone. As long as you're seeing Apple CarPlay right here, it means that it's connected. So you can literally forget about your phone in the car.
Now, if the phone is not in here, that functionality doesn't work. Now straight. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So this will help you pick up phone calls. When you receive them, you can just press right there
and it'll answer.
Pick them up. Yep.
Cool.
And then this one hangs them up.
Okay.
Or you can mute the sound with this as well.
All right.
This one right here is your voice command. So you know how you tell your phone to call people?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of saying, "Hey Siri," you press and hold right here and you tell it to call people, to send text messages, to take you places.
Okay, I've been telling Siri, but now I can do this right here.
You can do either or.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then right here you have your volume.
Gotcha. All right.
On the right side of the steering wheel, we have everything that is cruise control related.
All right.
So with your cruise control, you turn it on right here.
I got that much.
Yep. Have you used it before?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you use it on your trip?
Uh-huh.
Did you feel like when the steering wheel was moving, it was when cruise control was on?
Hard to tell because I was using the cruise control a lot.
So I'm going to show you what it was. Cruise control, of course, you turn it on, you get to the speed where you want to be at, you press down to set.
Right.
You can, of course, increase or decrease speed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Or resume by going up.
And when I put the brake pedal on, it disengages.
It disengages, and then you can go up to resume.
I gotcha.
These right here are how far away you want to be from the car in front of you.
I don't like that.
Really?
Mm-mm.
How come?
I just don't. I want to control the car. I don't want to have the car technology control my speed. I don't like that. For instance, I know it's designed for safety purposes, but in my style of driving, I don't like. I sense how the car's behaving and interpret it. If the car's got automatic control, it sort of confuses me. Is the car doing that, or something physically happening to the car to make it so?
Okay.
I don't like that feature.
So yeah, this would be if your speed is set to 70, but the car in front of you is going 40.
It slows me down. I've noticed that. I didn't like that.
The car will follow a distance instead. So you can. The reason why it's braking like that is because you had it set at 1. So this is not giving the car time to slow down properly.
Okay.
The higher the speed, the higher the distance should be. You see the bars?
Mm-mm. Oh, right there in front.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say give it another chance and see how you feel, because it's really not meant to hit the brakes that hard.
It slowed me down pretty fast when a car passed me, pulled in, and boom, the thing.
Right. Because it was at 1. So it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It didn't have the time to properly slow down on time. It just felt like it had to hit the brakes right away.
Okay.
In order to keep with this.
Is there a way to default that completely out?
There is a way to default it. You just press and hold right here.
Yeah.
And it'll turn it completely off. You are now responsible of slowing down.
And if I want to turn it back on?
Yep. You know how you have to press and hold? You just have to press it.
Just press it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm straight now.
Ideally, if you want to give it another try, I recommend you try with about 2 or 3 bars.
Like right now, it's got 4 bars.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much maximum distance. Okay, now that I know how it works, I'll play with it.
Yeah. So my preferred distance is probably 2 bars.
Okay.
And that does give the vehicle a bit more chance to slow down. If not, try it with 3 bars, see how it goes. If you still don't like it, totally turn it off and disable it and let it.
Do I have to, if I decide I don't want to use it, I have to disengage it every time I get in the car? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
This right here is probably what you were feeling that you didn't like.
Yep.
You see what says ready?
Yep.
This does move the steering wheel for you.
It wasn't gross, but it was making me aware that something was going on out there it didn't like.
Yeah. So this is what that is. It keeps you in the middle of the lane at all times. That's why you feel the steering wheel move.
All right.
So when it works properly, you see 2 white lines glow on each side of the car, letting you know that it's reading both of the lanes.
Right.
Now, sometimes it may not read them well. So sometimes you may have one white one and then one gray one telling you, I know where this one is, but I have no clue where this one is.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people like it. I will admit, I am personally not a fan of it. I do like it when I feel like I'm falling asleep and I need the extra help. But
that's why I pull over.
Yeah, I'm just always afraid to pull over. So.
Okay, I understand.
But I like to have it just on those certain occasions that are very rare.
Okay.
Mine stays off.
All right.
So if you don't like it, you can just press on that.
Again, that's one of these I have to set every time I start the car up.
No, if this is off, it will continue to be off. Yeah. The only one that keeps coming back is this.
So let's leave that off. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand. I don't like it either.
Yeah. Okay.
Over here we have S and I. I stands for intelligent drive. It's what's saving you gas, and it's your default drive. S is for sport drive, of course. If you want the car to pick up speed quicker, you can put it in sport drive, and it'll give you that extra pickup. So when you press on S, it's always on I. That's your default. You see it right next to the P?
Yes.
That's telling you.
Oh, okay. I see the icon change.
Yeah.
I did not have a clue what that was for. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Honestly, and there's a
So I got to have one or the other. In this car, I've got to either choose I or S, one or the other. I don't have any choices.
You don't necessarily have to choose. The car will always be an I. That's your default.
Okay, gotcha.
It's only when you say you want to merge onto 95 and you need that extra pickup, you can put it to sport drive.
Okay.
Headlights, do we control them ourselves? Do we like for the car to control them? How are we feeling?
My son has one. He bought this model in December, and he liked the auto dim feature of the headlights. He said, and I'm not 100% sure I know that's going on. I presume it's there.
So we'll go ahead and turn off cruise control. I can see that your headlights are not on auto, so when it's dark outside...
Is that what this means?
Correct. They're not bringing on the headlights. You're having to bring them on yourself. So if we wanted them on auto, of course we would twist that all the way to auto. The other thing is...
And at that point, when it gets dark, the headlights come on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then when it gets daytime, it will just have daytime running lights. It won't have your actual headlights on.
I tend to have, all my cars, I tend to keep the headlights on just as a precaution. Daylight or not, I just turn them on.
You do have daylight running lights in here. So you can leave it on auto and it'll still have those daylight ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, I didn't know that.
Yep, so you can keep it on auto and you should be good there. The other thing is...
What's this symbol right in the middle between the headlights and auto? What's that mean?
This symbol is actually for your brights. This symbol is your headlights.
Now, right now, what is that indicating?
So this is your brights. When it's dark outside, it'll bring on your brights. But being that it's not going to bring on your brights.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'll show you.
I gotcha.
So what I personally like is having them on auto, and the car does have the advantage that the car also controls the high beams. So you don't have to control the high beams.
That's what Brent's been telling me about then. Yeah, I understand.
It'll bring them on when they need to, and it'll bring them off when they need to.
When a car approaches this thing, his lights just...
Yeah.
Now that's the functionality. Now I understand. Okay.
So I'm going to check on that. These are your sensors that tell the car, hey, it's dark outside.
Up underneath there?
Yep. So we're going to cover it. Let me borrow that really quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just need the car to think that it's dark outside so we can check on your high beam assist. Give me 1 second. It looks like they're hard to trick today.
Where are you? What are you? Oh, I see. Got it. I got you.
So you see now the car thinks it's dark outside, so it brought the headlights.
Automatic, as though if I'd had it all the way up at the top here.
Correct.
But it did it for me. Okay, gotcha.
So on auto now, we're just going to push away. I like to call it a green jellyfish. You see the green jellyfish?
Yeah.
That tells me that the car is taking care of your high beams as well. So you don't have to worry about a thing with your headlights as long as you have them on those settings.
And now just cut it off.
Correct. Now you are responsible for your brights.
Okay. I didn't know that. I'll play with that some. Okay.
But as long as you're there, the car is taking care of everything. You don't have to worry about a thing.
Okay.
I would say it's honestly the best thing ever.
That's not a bad idea. Sometimes you forget.
Yeah.
And people blowing the horn at you, and oh damn it, I forgot. Okay.
For sure. That's why I like for the car to control them, because sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I have them on, I didn't notice.
Yeah. Okay.
I will leave it that way.
Okay.
Windshield wipers, are we good with them?
Yeah.
They're pretty regular, pretty standard, and this top knob is for the back.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay.
Well, congrats, you graduated.
Well, this helped. Okay.
All right. Screen. Everything that's important to you, you're still going to be able to touch. That way you don't have to look at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So temperature, you do have dual temperature. That way your passenger can have their own.
So that's for the air conditioner.
Correct.
I didn't realize I was coming down here and fiddling with it.
Yeah.
Now I can. All right.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
It's a safety thing.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, now I see.
Yeah. It just gives you that easy access so you don't have to look at it.
I like that feature. That's better than fiddling with this thing here, because I don't want to look over there.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm glad we know everything AC command here.
Oops.
So we just exit out here too.
What you going to do something? Oh,
there's an X here.
That backs me to the home screen. Okay.
So we're good with all of these controls.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what this is?
No.
Okay, so the car is reading who's in here in order to use those vents. If it were just you, 9 times out of 10, this is going to look like this. Because it feels...
Oh, okay, so it's just push most air this...
Yeah,
okay.
It's using these vents instead of these ones because it's trying to save you gas. And it doesn't feel the need of trying to cool someone down that isn't here.
That's a lot of sophistication.
I know, they're really smart, they're really good. Defoggers front and back over here.
Okay, I'm not sure. That one does what? That side of the windshield?
This is for the back.
Oh, the back. Okay, and this is front. Now I'm straight.
Yep. Volume.
Front. Back.
Yep.
Okay.
Of course, volume, tune, and your hazards.
Yep.
Important to you, absolutely and completely must know in the screen, one of the things is going to be this little car icon right here.
Okay.
So in this car icon, you're going to find a lot of your safety features. Your vehicle dynamics control is what doesn't let you slip in the rain. It's always on unless you turn it off or for some odd reason it's off.
Okay.
X mode is going to be if you need better traction, like a better grip on the road. Say it's snowing a lot, there's a lot of snow on the ground and you're slipping, you can turn this on and it'll add that better grip.
Okay.
It only works up to 25 miles per hour. After 25 miles per hour, it goes into like a sleeping mode until you come back down to speed. The way I like to see it is, if the conditions are bad enough for you to need this, you're probably not going to go past 25 miles per hour.
I'm sitting here thinking, see, I drive cars 20 years. I may not live that long, but this kind of technology is very complicated. And as the car ages, you begin to wonder how reliable. I already know that I can't fix anything. I'm gonna have to come in here for you guys to fix it. Yeah, but I didn't realize that. That's got to affect the transmission.
You're not using it very often, but, so I wouldn't think so.
That's got to be some kind of a servo affecting transition and how it grips and stuff. So it's some engineering. It's not just straight up.
Right. I believe it affects mainly the all-wheel drive system.
Okay.
So it plays with that and how the wheels are putting power to the road.
Okay.
But I mean, Subaru's had it for a ton of years now, and we haven't had issues with it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say we're good there. Cruise control acceleration is how quick you want the car to pick up speed when it's on cruise control. We keep it on standard, but you can make it be faster or slower to save more gas. Yeah.
All right.
Auto vehicle hold is the same one you see right here, this AVH. So with that, if you're on standstill traffic or stop and go traffic, you can turn it on. You'll see it glow green right here.
Yeah.
And it basically holds the brake for you.
So it keeps from creeping. Or if you're on a little bit of a hill, it'll hold it.
Yeah, so say you come to a stop, you make the full stop, you can let go of the brake and the car will hold it. And then when you hit the gas, it'll let you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Steering responsive headlights. Of course, your headlights move as you turn your steering wheel. That way they're showing you the road you're turning into.
That's kind of cool. It's like almost a turn.
I love them. I think they're so
Especially
cool.
when you turn in a subdivision.
Yeah.
Pull in the driveway, and it just lets you see where the mailbox is a little better.
Yeah. They're great. The only thing I do like to point out when it comes to the headlights is that when you first start the car, you'll see them move around. That's just them making sure they're working properly for you.
Okay, understand.
Auto start-stop, we can see it right here as well. That's the one that shuts the engine off when you come to a stop, and then when you let go of the brake, it'll bring it back on.
How come it hasn't? We've been sitting here 10 minutes or so. How come the auto stop hasn't?
You're not pressing the brake.
Oh, so if I put the brake on, then it would...
And we're also in park. So if you were in drive and you're...
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, okay.
In driving assistance, we have your pre-collision braking. So of course, if there's a vehicle stopped in front of you and you're not slowing down quick enough, the car at first will give you a warning, which is what this is, the forward collision warning. It will start beeping at you and telling you, hey, you need to slow down. If you're not taking action, the car will do everything in its power to make you stop and avoid a collision. I think it's great. It's a great safety feature to have. And in lane departure, we have your prevention and warning, which is what you wanted to do. So right now you have the buzzer, which means it's beeping at you. Yep. The other ones would be pushing you in, and I know you don't like that.
And that's, again, if you go back where you were.
Yeah, prevention and warning.
If somehow or another, a couple years from now, I begin to feel like the car's swerving, that means this is somehow activated, and I've accidentally turned it on.
It shouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah. If you like it the way it is and the beep, honestly, you're really not going to be playing with this. No, so there's no way for it to come on just randomly.
All right.
If you feel like the car is swearing, then it's a concern.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, because the car, everything that does control the movement of the steering wheel is off.
Okay. All right. All right.
Warning and timing is basically when you want it to start beeping at you that you're leaving a lane.
Yeah. I don't pay too much attention to that because I mean it's persistent. In driving in city traffic, you're always bumping up close to, or it just.
It's normal. And then in more settings, we have your warning volume, so how loud you want those safety features to be, and your units. You can change them from miles to kilometers if you wanted to. Yeah. I always say when in doubt, you go home with your home button. Over here we have this phone icon. This is going to be to add or delete any devices, and I see that your phone is there and as well. And then this last one, honestly, a lot of people don't use it, and you say you're the only driver of the car. Yeah. So you're really not going to need this.
What does it do?
What it does is that it remembers your safety features compared to the other profile safety features. Yep. We'll go home. The other thing is going to be right here. You can change what you can see up here. So of course you have your widgets. I
like that.
Yeah. You have weather. Yeah. You have X mode.
Yeah.
And then at the very beginning, you also have media.
This one. Oops. That one I like, especially oil temperature. It's not a bad thing. I'm an old mechanic way back in the day, so I like. That's telling me something about the performance of the engine and the cooling system.
Yep.
So I'm over with that. Okay.
One of the most important things, Apple CarPlay. This, I live by it. I always say, as long as you know how to use the steering wheel and your Apple CarPlay, you're good and you're set.
That's got my Apple desktop on.
This is a mirror of your phone. Yeah. So everything you can see on your phone, you can see here, with the exception of anything that plays videos or games.
Alright.
Are we comfortable with it?
Yeah, for now. Let's just leave it. That's enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it might come up with this screen instead of the other one. This acts like a home button.
What did you just do to do that?
You see the corner?
Yeah.
So you just press on that. It's like a home button for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick. That tells me my map, kind of like Google Mapping. I'm gonna have to play with that some. I like that.
And you can use your Google Maps. So see, there's your Apple Maps, there's your Google Maps. If you were to add Waze, you can see Waze.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's completely up to you which one you want.
All right, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, your phone calls come up, your text messages are a banner down here that you can press on and it'll read out loud. So I'm glad we're good with that.
Okay.
This is.
Yes. Yeah.
This is what I swear by.
Yeah, yeah.
The other thing is, do you like for the car to tell you or remind you when you need to get maintenance? No. Okay. We'll make sure that's also in settings. Reminder. Maintenance is off.
Now I'm gonna the first year I'll be down here pretty regular, but after that I take care of it. I schedule maintenance, and that's one reason my old Clunker 2001 is still around here.
Yeah.
I'm taking care of it.
6 months, 6,000 miles, whichever you reach first.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm not gonna wait 6,000 on the first checkup. I'll wait about 5,000 and then bring it in.
We know how to get gas, how to open.
Right now I say yes, but I could swear when I first got that gas cap locked.
Yes.
It does lock.
It does.
Now I got it unlocked. I don't know what I did, but it functions now. But how was it locked to begin with, and how did I unlock it?
Okay.
I did it by accident.
So as long as your driver door is unlocked, you'll be able to pop it open.
All right.
But if the driver door is locked, you're not going to be able to pop that open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the first day I got it. There was so much going on, and I got home and I thought, "Let me go," and I walked out, and I may have locked this door. Just playing with it, but that thing didn't. I thought, "Oh man, I better figure out how to do this, because if I go somewhere on a trip and I need gasoline, Yeah. So it's connected. That is connected to the door lock right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's unlocked, you'll be able to pop it open. If it's locked, you won't be able to pop it open.
Okay. All right.
Those are the basics from me. Those are my absolutely must know, besides the fact that you know that this is your eyesight right here in this plastic.
Yeah.
So they allow for a lot of your safety features to work.
Yeah.
If something were to be wrong with eyesight, you're going to get a message saying eyesight off, therefore your safety features are off.
Right.
Things that can make it come off are fog, heavy rain, someone else's headlights shining straight into them, or sunlight shining straight into them. Below freezing temperatures sometimes might make it come off as well.
Okay.
But once they're able to see, everything's going to come back on for you again.
All right.
I always say my rule of thumb is if it's off for 24 hours or longer, then it's a concern for me and I need to bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
But yeah, those are my absolutely must know, because we know how to use the parking brake, I see.
Finally. That kind of tripped me up the first time. No joke. The second day I had it, I took it to give my cousin a ride, and I couldn't get it out of park. Oh man. She'd gone in the house, and I couldn't get it out of park. And I thought, this is so ridiculous. And finally, I tried everything. Finally, I must have put my foot on the brake, and I did it. So, oh, that's what you got to do.
Yep.
So anyway,
to engage, hit the brake and push.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
We'll turn this off. This is the one that holds the brake for you.
Yeah. All right.
Is there anything else you want to go over?
No, I'm good. Let me take this one now. I've got this is almost 30 minutes of instruction. Let me see what I can digest this. If I get stumped in a few weeks, I'll call you back and I'll come back and see you.
Anytime.
All right. Thank you, man.
Of course.